So in this video, I just kind of wanted to share my own story and talk about the situation that I've gone through with my girlfriend Brenda and I. Pretty much the whole situation with getting cats. So to begin, Brenda actually had her appendix burst probably about 2 years ago, shortly after we had started dating, just a few months in. And when she was recovering from that, she had her surgery and everything was going well. She really, really wanted a cat. And I personally never owned cats. I've always had dogs in my family growing up. But, I had been around cats just, going over friends' houses and things like that. And I was open to the idea. So we got our very first cat. Her name is Maya. And when we ended up bringing Maya home, she was a kitten. So there really wasn't any issues we had to worry about in terms of her getting along with other cats or any of these things that I'm going to be talking about further in the course. But what ended up happening was, as Maya got older, basically Brenda really, really wanted another cat. She was just so set on getting a second cat, and I decided to agree to it. I said, okay, yeah, we'll get another cat. We ended up bringing our second cat, Nessa, into the home. And we actually drove a 6-hour round trip to go get Nessa. She had saw Nessa on this one site. It was like it's almost like a cat like dating site sort of thing. Like you go in there and you have a bunch of like profile pictures of all the cats. And she found this one cat that she just loved. Our cat Nessa has one blue eye and one green eye, and she was just in love with this cat. She really wanted it. So we drove 3 hours one way out there it was from Massachusetts to Connecticut, drove out there to pick up Nessa, and she was so afraid. I mean, you could tell Nessa had a lot of issues, like something in her past life had just spooked her. She was afraid of people, very not friendly at all, just really wanted to kind of be in her own corner, and ended up, taking her home regardless. Brenda just would not refuse, said she really wanted to bring home Nessa. So we had obviously driven out all that way, so we brought her home, and she's a very timid cat. From there, we ended up, basically at first, Nessa and Maya did not really get along all that much, but over time, eventually they did start to kind of get along just naturally. We really didn't have to do a whole lot to make this situation work. And it was finally when we brought our third cat into the home. Call me crazy. I don't know why I agreed to this, but it was kind of like, Brenda is just a huge cat person. So I said, okay, this is the last cat. If we do any more than this, then we're starting to get a little crazy here. And we brought our third cat, Suki, into the home. We adopted her locally at the same place that we got Maya. And I'm going to talk about some of the mistakes that we made initially doing this in a future video here. But basically, they didn't get along at all. And for the better part of a year, we had to have Suki separated, staying in our bedroom pretty much 24/7, never allowing her into the home with the other cats. And there was always very fierce fighting. And basically what this course is going to really cover is the things that we've done, the places we've gone, we've spent money, who we've learned from, the other experts we've taken the time to really teach us how to get our cats to get along, and what finally has really worked for us. Very surprisingly, I think you'll be a little shocked yourself when I really tell you what ultimately has worked for us the best. But basically, that's kind of our story in a nutshell. We have three, now wonderful cats. They don't get along 100%. There's still a little bit of fighting here and there, but it is 10 times better than it was over this first year. We couldn't even let them within each other's sight. It would just be a bloodbath, basically. These cats would be at each other so badly that we basically had to keep them separated. And Brenda actually injured herself seriously over a couple of the fights. In one case, actually put her hand through some glass when tripping, chasing after the cats. In another case, actually hurt her fingernail very seriously, trying to grab Suki as she ran out of a bedroom. So we've learned a lot. We've been through a lot, kind of dealing with these cats and helping them get along. But I really wanted to create this course because I know there's definitely people out there that are probably struggling just as we have with their own cats and trying to get their cats to get along. So hopefully some of the resources and the people I'm going to share with you in the upcoming lectures are going to help you out with your cat situation, and you're not alone. Thank you again for watching.